Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Let's Get Ready Network. I'm Adelia. That's Brandi. We haven't been here for a minute. That's a
Yeah.
little bit of my fault. But we're here to talk about Happy's Place, season 2, episode 6, Izzy and the Professor. And this one made me realize that I take for granted the dynamic between Bobbie being old enough to be Isabella's mother.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because I didn't really get it until this episode when she went full
Mom.
mama as an older sister.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, maybe it's just the fact that I am an older sister, but I totally didn't get why Isabella was pushing back against the fact that Bobbie had an issue with her dating her professor until she started turning the tables on Bobbie and Emmett. And then I went, "Oh, that makes sense."
Mm-hmm.
What about you?
I got the mama vibes when she was waiting up for her, and there was Isabella was sneaking into the house,
Yeah.
like, and she's like, ah, and scared her. Like that was definitely a mom. I've never done that to my sisters.
No.
I'm in the middle, so I have two sisters. I have an older sister and I have a younger sister. But my older sister is about 8 years older than me, and my younger sister is 2 years younger than me. So I'm like, I mean, I wasn't all picky, like who you dating. I mean, sometimes I was a little protective of my younger sister, but not in the way of like Bobbie was. I wasn't waiting up so late
Yeah.
for my sister. I may have taken drinks away from her when she shouldn't have been drinking at a certain age, but I did not stay up late. I was pretty much up late myself, so I wasn't really staying up late to watch my
Oh.
sister come in. But it was a different, because the age, like you said, there's a kind of a big gap between them.
Yeah, there's a big gap between them.
Hmm.
I it just this episode made me made me start thinking about all the other episodes and just appreciating how this series handles the sibling
Hmm.
relationship that is more parental at times.
Hmm.
More than I ever have before, I think.
Makes sense. I see
So
it.
let's start off at the beginning of the episode. As you said, Isabella's sneaking back in. Bobbie's waiting up,
Hmm.
and Bobbie gets it out of Isabella that she is dating someone because Isabella tries to tell her that she was at a study group
And
for
she goes,
night school.
yeah, she said she went to night school. First it was like, oh, I told you I have that night class, and she's like, not until midnight. She's like, I went on this thing with the people, a study group.
Yeah, study group. And then Bobbie's like, "You don't wear lipstick to a study
The
group."
study group.
So she gets it out of her that she's dating someone and she wants to meet him. She wants to know everything there is to know about him. And Isabella finally says, "Okay, I'll bring him to the tavern." So that starts us off with the main storyline of the episode.
There was a line I liked. She's like, "Welcome to the. I don't like to be grilled. Welcome to the barbecue."
Yeah, that was great.
So that was cute.
Um, so we get to the tavern the next day, and Takoda has found a phone in
The
the
men's
men's
room
room, and
on the dryer,
Steve, yeah, on top of
the
the
hand
hand
dryer,
dryer. I almost said hair dryer.
because
Um, because
Gabby
of what
said
Gabby said about how he must be really tall or really short and drying his
in his
hair,
hair.
which just made me laugh.
Uh-huh.
Um, but Takoda wants to put it in the lost and found, and Gabby and Steve are curious to know about the phone, especially when a text message comes in and Takoda doesn't want to tell him what it says.
Mhm. I
So
like that them two were teaming up to again
yeah, I
for
do
some
love
little
that.
chaos, and Takoda being the voice of reason, like, no, we shouldn't look at. But in my head, I would be like, I need to look to see if the phone number is or a phone number that I could call, so I could tell them that this phone is, you know,
Yeah.
left behind if it didn't have a lock on it or some way. Some
Yeah.
people have an emergency thing, call this
Mhm.
number sometimes. I used to do that. Call this number. I would send a text, call this number, the phone lost. I did lose my phone one time. And the person did call that number.
Oh, that's good. That's
Mhm.
good. Um, yeah, but Gabby, and Steve become really intrigued when Takoda doesn't wanna tell him what that text message said. And Takoda, for some reason, just puts it in Lost and Found and doesn't expect them to go grab it and look at it, which I thought was funny. Which, of course, is what they immediately do when Takoda walks away.
And the Dakota
And they read the text message about how, like, "You better not be with her." And, that's when Takoda comes and gets the phone and says he's gonna put it in his locker.
and then they're like,
Um,
he told us where it was.
yeah, at least he told us where it was. And then, I think that's when we had the intro, and when we come back from the intro, we have, Gabby sitting in the office with Bobbie.
Mhm.
Sorry, y'all,
Yes.
it's a little late for both me and Brandy when we're recording this. My brain stopped functioning for a
Listen, I
moment.
just watched the episode and I literally
But
just said,
Gabby's sitting in the office with Bobbie, and Bobbie is wanting to know why Gabby thinks she needs to put up a sign that says, "Lost and found items belong in the lost and found and not in someone's locker." And Gabby says something along the lines of, "Well, I just think it's important that the policy is clearly stated."
because they want that phone so badly.
They want that phone so badly.
And Bobbie
And
just
then,
puts it aside.
yeah, Bobbie just puts it
Then
to the side. We find out Isabella is bringing, the boyfriend to the tavern that day. They're waiting for
Mhm,
her to show up with him. And, Emmett comes in.
mhm.
Bobbie asks if they're there yet, and he says no. And, he asks if she wants a bacon burger, and Bobbie says, "Yeah,
The avocado,
put avocado on it. I'm trying to eat healthier." And he says, "Well, I'll put an
I'll put
extra
the
slice of
whole thing
lettuce on
there.
it for you." I thought that was really funny.
Is this
And
when
then
Gabby says something about traipsing the
yes, because, Bobbie says, "You should probably bring your truck with us when we go antiquing this weekend. I have a feeling it's gonna be a really good haul." And, Gabby says, "I can't imagine Emmett traipsing through antique shops." And
or
Emmett just gives her a look.
staring angrily.
Yeah. So that's great. Emmett leaves, and then, Dakota sticks his head in and says that Isabella and Lucas
Look,
are there. But this is after Bobbie and Gabby have been having a
talk about
conversation
judging.
about how, um, Bobbie's kind of
Judge
judgmental
yeah.
sometimes.
Mhm.
And Bobbie pushed back on that and then immediately judged Lucas's name.
Lucas. Judge.
Yeah. So they go out and they are introduced to Lucas. I love how Isabella, Belissa Escobedo was doing great with her facial expressions in this scene because you could just tell she was getting more and more exasperated by how everyone was talking to him.
Mhm.
Um, so Gabby says something about needing bird seed for the lovebirds.
Birds. Yeah, I was like, "Cringe,
Yeah, cringe. And
cringe."
then Uh, she says that's Gabby, she's an acquired taste, which I thought was pretty funny.
Uh-uh. Steve's line, "Acquired taste like getting your nipples pinched."
Yeah, that was even
I
funnier.
died. I died when
Yeah,
he said that. I was like, "Oh my god."
yeah, absolutely. And then, Bobbie gets introduced to Lucas, and, Lucas tells her that, Isabella talks about her a lot, and Bobbie says something like, "Well, that's funny because she hadn't mentioned you at
She
all."
must re she must really like you. She hasn't mentioned you to me at all. Something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah, and Isabella, again, just, like, cringing,
Mhm.
and, uh
Emmett comes
Bobbie
in.
offers him a drink.
No, it said, "Oh, you could it may be a little early, but, you can have a drink." Something like that.
Yeah, it might be early, but we don't judge,
Yeah, that's what
which
it
is
is.
exactly what she was just doing in the office with his
Uh-huh,
name.
uh-huh.
And then, Emmett comes out and, uh, it Gab I almost
Isabella.
called her Gabby. Isabella, why is it we're
I
into the
know.
second season, and this is still happening to us. Isabella introduces Lucas Wilkins to Emmett Hawkins. I can't remember if we've heard Emmett's last name before.
We did. We did.
Okay.
We did. A
Okay.
previous episode, we had mentioned it too. I know we did. Like,
Okay. Well, I can't remember.
I know
And
we
then
did.
Emmett goes, Lucas Wilkins, the University of Tennessee used to have a
Place
place
kick.
kicker named Lucas Wilkins. And
It's like
Lucas
funny
goes, fun
story.
fact, that's me. And so Emmett
It's
loves
like,
him
come here,
suddenly,
give me a hug.
gives him a hug, offers him some food. Lucas says, I've been offered a burger and day drinking. I think I'm going to like it here.
Yeah. I liked when they introduced and they were like, "We want to know about you," and he's like, "What do you want to know?" And Gabby was like, "Your age, your height, and most embarrassing childhood story," or something like that. And he's like,
Yeah.
29, 5'10", and I drink from puddles."
Yeah. That was good. Yeah.
So they're getting to know him a little bit, and then, but at this point, he's like, "I think I'm gonna go." Before
Yeah.
it's not like he's like they said that he's the three P's.
Well,
He's
he
gotta go
wants
to
to go
class.
because he doesn't want to be late for class.
Hmm. So
And I thought the way they worded that was very clever.
it was punctual. Oh my god, what is
Polite.
it? Polite
Polite, punctual, and
and
purdy.
purdy.
Purdy. And then
Another one.
Lucas leaves. Lucas leaves. And Isabella and Bobbie are talking, and Isabella is really glad that Bobbie likes him.
Mhm,
And she says that she, thought it was really sweet that he didn't want to be late for class. He must be a really good student.
mhm,
And that's when Isabella goes, "Oh, he's not the student."
mhm.
And Bobbie goes, "But you met him in class." And she goes, "Well, yeah, he's the professor."
Steve.
And that's when Steve goes, "A fourth
Fourth,
P."
the fourth P. He, like, gasps.
Yeah, it was really funny. And so then Bobbie turns mama.
Mhm,
Like, there's no other way to describe it. She's like, "This isn't right.
mhm,
Like, you can't date your professor." And Isabella's like, "Oh, it's fine. I asked him out."
mhm,
And she's like, "That doesn't make it right." And they get mad at each other and both stalk off.
mhm,
And we turn back to the phone storyline because the phone starts making noise.
mhm,
And they go, Gabby and Steve run to Takoda's locker, only to discover, after saying,
mhm.
"At least we hesitated." When Steve questions, "Are we sure that Takoda isn't right?" That Takoda's put a padlock on his locker and they can't get in there to get it.
Which he's never done.
He's never done that before.
So he doesn't fully trust them.
Yeah, he
'Cause he
doesn't fully
knows.
trust them. Yeah. And then that night at Bobbie's house,
Bob is
um,
talking to a chair.
Bobbie's Bobbie is in an impassioned discussion with a chair. It's very funny, and I find it even funnier that Isabella does this
Isabella.
later.
But Isabella was watching her.
Yeah, but Isabella was watching Bobbie, and she goes, "Who are you talking to?" And Bobbie's like, "I'm not talking to the chair, no one." And Bobbie tries to make a point to her again that, like, he has power over you as your professor. Oh, we didn't say this. Gabby, when Isabella said that she was dating her professor, said that she dated her teacher, her
Oh,
biology teacher in high school, and that's when Bobbie came back with, "You were 23 in high school,"
she
which
said, "I aced that class."
yeah, yeah, I thought that was really funny. More of Gabby's backstory. Gabby's backstory. Every little tidbit we get of Gabby's backstory is just so interesting to me.
Mhm,
And then Isabella basically tells Bobbie, well, then you have power over Emmett.
mhm. 'Cause you're
You're
his
his
boss.
boss. Are you sure that he's not just doing this because you're his boss and he thinks you'll fire him?
Mhm,
Bobbie's like, "No, no, Emmett wouldn't do that. Emmett doesn't do anything he doesn't wanna do." And Isabella walks out of the room going, "Like antiquing?" And that makes Bobbie start to think.
Well, she didn't say like antiquing, she goes, "Have fun," something about have fun antiquing with him.
Antiquing. Well,
But
whatever.
but it's something
Exact
to
it's
got
something along those lines.
Bobbie thinking
Yeah.
like, "Oh, is he just doing this because he thinks I could fire him?" Like, so now
Yeah.
that's in Bobbie's head. That creeped
Yeah.
into Bobbie's head. And when we go back to the bar, Isabella's asking her if the cayenne pepper goes with the martinis
Margarita
salt
salt.
margarita salt, and she's like, "Yeah." She goes, "Well, I wasn't sure. It might be, overpowering to it."
Yeah,
Stuff like
that was
that.
good.
Mhm.
That was good. Um, and then,
Emmett
Emmett,
asks about the barbecue place and ribs or whatever, and
ribs
she's
or
like,
ribeyes?
"Ribs or ribeye?" And she's like, "Ribs." He's like, "You're the boss." And then she's like, "Oh." And Isabella, like, looks at her, and Bobbie didn't like that, so now
Bobbie didn't like that, no.
that creeped into her head.
Yeah, so she goes to talk to Emmett
Mhm.
and, um, says, "Why'd you say that?" And he goes, "'Cause you're the boss?" She goes, "Why are you letting everyone out there know that?" And he's like, "I think they
Uh, they
all
all
already
know
know."
that. They already know that.
And, then she starts, like, thinking about it, and she starts asking him questions about, like, what if we don't just antique on Saturday? What if we do go antiquing on Sunday too?" And Emmett's like, "Well, that's football day." And Bobbie's like, "But you don't have to watch that, do you?" "Well, no, guess not." And stuff like that.
Then
And
she said,
but
uh, "Go to that, we don't have to go to the steak place, the barbecue place, we can go to the tea room, they got those nice little doilies." Then he's
yeah.
like, "Oh, okay." And then he's like, "And another thing, we should wear matching outfits."
She had a great line from Emmett, which was, "I don't think I have a bandana that will fit
That'll fit
you."
you. Um, you can make bandanas fit at any size head, but
Yeah,
that
I
was
thought that
funny.
was
That
really
was
funny though. Um, and then, he's like, what is this about?" And she says, "Are you just doing this because I have this power over you of being your boss?" And he goes, "No?"
I pretty much do whatever I want around here anyway.
Yeah.
And he
And,
laughed like, "You're the boss of me? No."
yeah. And, just this is a great conversation between the 2 of them
Mhm.
because, um, he
He
doesn't
he told her
view
that
her that way
yeah, he said he's not doing it because he has to. He does the men do the things that their women like, even if it's not, something they like, that they do it for their women, basically.
because it's something that they care
They
about.
Mhm,
And
and I thought that was cute. 'Cause
yeah.
I was like, I understand that because I have Justin, and I know he particularly don't like some of the things that I like to do, but he'll do it just because I like it. And I'll
Mhm.
the same thing with me. I put up with some of his stuff that he necessarily that I don't like that he likes, so it's a double-edged sword. We both do the things we love for our loved ones, you know what I mean? So Emmett's doing the stuff that Bobbie likes, even if he's not particularly fond of it, but he does it because Bobbie loves it,
Yeah.
and I thought that was cute. But then
I
I liked when
forget why she punches him in the
oh,
shoulder.
because she said she was going away, and he's like, "You're the boss," and she goes back over and punches him.
She
'Cause
punched him hard.
she did, she threw it. She threw
Yeah.
herself into it, and he's like but she
That was
really got
great.
him. That was a good one. But
Yeah,
it's
that
because he called her the boss after that.
oh, yeah, I forgot that part.
Mhm. It was good.
And then,
We go back to Steve and
well, I think I missed the part when Isabella and Bobbie were talking at the house about how, like, Bobbie got Isabella thinking about things and all self-conscious with Lucas and how she's not gonna see him again. 'Cause I don't think that's
Oh, that was
after the conversation.
no, that was, I think, with the same conversation,
Yeah,
right?
the same conversation. So I think we missed that part when we brought that up a moment ago.
Mhm.
And then, back to Gabby and Steve in the phone. They've gotten it out of Takoda's locker.
Well, Dakota left it unlocked. Dakota left his
Dakota left it
locker
unlocked. Yeah.
unlocked, and Steve was like, "Oh, Dakota left it unlocked," and she's like, "I wanna see the text message," because he pulled it
And
out, and Gabby's,
yeah,
like, excited, and then as they're reading some of the stuff, the phone rings, and they get
and they
scared.
answer it.
Well, they got scared, they're like, what if we need to well, what if we don't answer it and it's this? What if we answer it and it's this?" And we're like, so they both go down. I like how they both went down
They crouched below the bar, yeah.
and they pressed it like, "Hello," and it was a voice yelling that was upset and said, "No, I speak now.
Yeah.
I'm I'm leaving. And yes, I slept with your brother." And then hung up, and they're like, they both got up at the same time too, and they're like, I
Yeah.
like how that scene went because they were in sync with it.
Yeah, that was great.
But we didn't know who that voice was.
Mm-mm. And, so the end of the episode is, Gabby and Steve talking with Takoda about the phone, and, that they felt guilty after all of that,
Mhm,
and, they somehow got in touch with someone who's coming to get the phone.
mhm.
I forget how that happened.
But the part was, Isabella was in the before that, right? Isabella was in the Bobbie's in the
Oh,
office.
in
Comes
Bobbie's office,
back
talking to the chair.
talking to the chair, and she comes back. I'm like, "I couldn't get the words out, Adelia, it's too late." She was at the chair, talking to the chair in there, and then Bobbie turned, she's like, "Oh, yeah, I'm sorry."
Yeah. Yeah. Um,
But we had that interaction with them, so it was funny because we saw Bobbie talking to the chair, and then we saw Isabella also talking to the chair
yeah.
in the thing, the office.
Um, yeah. So that happens, and then at the end of the episode is, Gabby and Steve have gotten a hold of somebody
And they're
to
waiting
get
for somebody to
their
come in.
phone back. They think it's this guy that walks in. It is not, because
Really
they just
good-looking guy.
yeah, they think that he's, totally gonna be someone who would be cheating on someone and all of
Mhm.
that.
And
And then
the guy
in
walks right
comes
by. Wait, the
guy
guy
walks
walks
right
by
by.
and they're confused, and then another
Yeah.
guy comes in.
And then in comes Christopher Lloyd.
Lloyd.
This was so great. Um, I'm so glad that he was in this episode.
Mhm.
And, we find out that, the person who has been texting that phone has
Was
been
his
his
wife.
wife.
'Cause Gabby makes this says, "You need to treat women your girlfriend better," and he's like, "My wife."
Yeah.
It's my wife.
And he says, that they do this to keep things fresh
Mhm.
between them.
Well,
This
then the
little
wife
role playing thing. Then the wife comes and it's Carol
and
Kane.
Carol came. I thought it was cute.
It
I loved it.
was.
It was like a
It
little
was.
reunion with them.
Yeah. Um, love that they were like that. And Dakota's all like, um, showing them to a table so they can have lunch and all this stuff. Gabby
Mhm.
and Steve feel really bad about all of this, and Steve offers to buy their lunch. And
I like that she said, though, he's like, "They were looking at our message," she's like, "Ooh, hey, this adds a little spice to it." She goes, I'm gonna need your phone numbers."
yeah, yeah.
And they're like, "No,
They
no,
tell her no.
we don't give numbers to strangers and stuff," and then they're like, "Well, you're a loss." And
Yeah.
that's when he offers to buy them their food, and he's like, "Well, Mr. Rockefeller here."
Yeah. So Dakota seated them at a table, and that's when Gabby gives Christopher Lloyd her phone number.
Well, she said something, 'cause
I
something made
forget
her
what
give
she
it to him,
said.
but it was something that Gabby's like, On the other hand, here's my number."
Yeah.
And then as he gets the number, Bobbie comes out of the office and he goes, "Hello, Red." And she's like, "I like antiquing, but not that much.
Yeah, that was really great.
Then we had the end of that episode, and I thought it was a good episode. It was funny, kept us going, you know, like interested
Yeah.
and intrigued. I like again, you know, two different storylines happening. You know, sometimes they're all woven in together, but other times they're weaving in and out of two different storylines that still come together in the end. You know, like
Yeah. And I think this one is more of a bottle episode as opposed to being like the overarching story of this
yep.
season so far, but it did establish some more stuff between Bobbie and Emmett, which I think is important.
Hmm.
And just thank God for Takoda.
Hmm.
He knew they were going to try something sneaky
Hmm.
with that phone.
Oh yeah,
And his facial reactions too are so funny.
I love him.
He's great.
Yeah. I love
But
the whole
that
cast.
was
I love that they're like they found their groove and you can see it and they can tell that they're having fun.
yeah,
It's a fun
absolutely.
environment.
But that was Izzy and the Professor. Any more thoughts on it, Brandy?
You know, I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good episode, and I can't wait to see more.
Yeah.
Where else they're going?
Yeah. Sorry it took us so long to review this episode, guys. We had the holidays and then we had me being very sick, so but we're here now.
And then we had an incident with my mom, so
Yeah.
yeah, I'm taking care of my mother right now because she fell and hurt her fractured. We're going to go to the orthopedic, but right now it's fractured. So we got to see if she's got to get a cast on it. So, yay!
Yay.
More ups and downs of our Adelia's health, our parents' healths. Welcome
Yeah,
to
my dad
2026.
would yeah. 2026 has not started off the best for
No.
us, let's just say that. But it is starting out great for the channel. Thank you to everyone who's been subscribing. Thank you to everyone
Mhm,
who has been watching the shorts we've been putting up and watching the videos. Really appreciate it.
mhm,
If you have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Also, like this video, share this video on social media, spread the word that we're doing Happy's Place reviews over here at the post credits.
mhm,
Really would love to get some of you guys' thoughts on this episode or the season as a whole so far. Please leave
mhm.
those in the comment section below. And we will be back with the next episode because we're about to go film it right now. So,
Yeah, so if we're wearing the same clothes, that's why.
yeah, that's why. Uh, but thank you everyone for joining us, and we will see you next time.